Hey everyone, and welcome to the LAX Metro Transit Center for this month's construction update of May. Let's take a look at all that's new, and trust me, you're in for a treat here on Tiger Railfan. Welcome to the south end of the station, and here you can see the shuttle that runs between the two K-Line stations and a train testing through here. We'll get more information on that in just a second. But first, let's take a look at where we are in terms of the station. The pink line is going to be the K line that runs through, and the yellow line is where we're currently at and where we're heading. We're walking northbound on Aviation Boulevard to take a look at all that the LAX Metro Transit Center has done since we've been here last month. We can already see that the automated people mover or Skylink portion of the station has lights lit up as well as its information screens on, which is a great sign to see as the station nears opening. It's important to note though that the Skylink has been delayed until January of 2026, meaning only the Metro part of the station right in front of us will be open. It's also cool to see that Metro's naming these little streets like Metro Lane. It is important to note though that Aviation Boulevard is only open for southbound traffic. As you can see, there are no cars or vehicles heading north, heading to our right hand side. And the sidewalk is only open on this side of the street as well, so we're unable to get too close of a look, but we're still going to take a look at plenty of amazing things in this month's construction update. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the main entrance to the station from the south side. There are two main entrances, one on the south and one on the north. Here is the one on the south. There's actually been some improvement since last episode. If you look closely at the glass railings, you'll see that they are complete now without any cracks. You'll also see that all the signage is in place now that will help wayfind travelers going through the station. The buildings are also now labeled. For example, this is going to be Building A. There's also a transit plaza developing on the left-hand side that'll have station information and will likely be a nice area to wait for your train if you don't want to be in the hustle and bustle of the station. Anyways, here's an uninterrupted look at the last bits of the south entrance of the station. Right above us is going to be the LAX Skylink. This is going to be what connects this station to the LAX terminals. If you want to see a separate video on that, make sure to take a look at the videos in the description down below and subscribe to see future construction updates, which I do monthly, of the LAX Automated People Mover line, also known as Skylink. First off here, several bus shuttles that normally run in the center loop, such as the rental car shuttles, will no longer exist. Other bus shuttles, such as hotels and other parking structure shuttles, would board here. This area is under construction and will be part of a new shuttle bus plaza. This will help service also passengers heading to the airport before the LAX Skylink opens, as the LA Metro station currently has a scheduled opening date of June 6th, 2025. Now as we turn to the left-hand side, we can start to see the north side entrance to the station. I'm not sure why there are two entrances, but it's likely to provide better connections to the shuttle area here on our right. Here's an uninterrupted look at the station entrance. So in general, we can already see some improvements. We can see that some new bollards are up by the station entrance and a lot of the construction has changed, meaning it's either been finished and they're working on a new part of the station. Although again, they're running out of time since the opening is going to be June 6th of this year. In the distance, you can see the rental car facility or rental car center. This is a new consolidated facility which the APM or Skylink will also connect to. You can see just how close these two stations are, but they help prevent walking, especially for those that have lots of luggage. Here's a look at that north side entrance from another angle. Over on this side is going to be the bus bays. This is where you're going to be able to transfer to several city bus routes, including buses from agencies like Culver City Bus, Beach Cities Transit, LA Metro, and Big Blue Bus out of Santa Monica. All of those will be stopping at these two large bus platforms, which will have a variety of bays that we'll take a look at in just a second. But first, we can already see that new signage is already up that help you wayfind your way to the Metro Rail or to the Skylink connection to LAX. And that's good because wayfinding here is going to be incredibly important, especially because most of the passengers using this station will be out-of-towners or people who are using the airport and may be unfamiliar with the area. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a closer look when we cross the street up ahead to take a closer look at the LAX bus bays here at the Metro Transit Center. And are you enjoying the videos so far? Make sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this, and so that way you don't miss brand new construction updates, especially because there'll be an extra one for the LAX Metro Transit Center that'll release in the middle of May. So make sure not to miss those videos. There's going to be a lot of exciting stuff coming up for LA Metro, and a lot of lines opening too. Now let's continue heading north on Aviation Boulevard to take a look at the northern end of the station, which doesn't have an entrance, but it does have the bus bays, and we'll get a better look at those from the north side of the station. So let's go ahead and take a look. Welcome back. We're now walking along Westchester Parkway to look at the second LAX Metro Transit Center sign, which is located here at the north side of the station at the intersection of Aviation Boulevard and Westchester. Here is where the sidewalk closure begins, but it's only closed up to that point, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at the station. Immediately, we can see huge improvements. The foliage has been completed around the station, and there is a lot of new greenery here, including trees. In the distance, you can also see the solar panels on the right-hand side where the arrow's pointing. These were installed in the last month's construction update, so there's been a lot of new work in terms of foliage and greenery at the station. It's awesome to see that, especially at an important station like the LAX Metro Transit Center. Off to the side here, we can also see where all the shuttle buses get their fuel, as they're all lined up right there at that gas station. Here's another look at the bus bays. This one's a little bit harder to see, but you can see the solar panels there in the distance, and even more greenery towards the inner part of the station, right next to the bus platform. So it should be a very pleasant space to wait, especially when comparing it to the current LAX City Bus Center, which is essentially a concrete block in a parking lot. Anyways, it's also worth noting that the fence is down for the rest of the way. This is big news as well, and there is a new gray fence here. However, I don't really see the purpose of it because it is nice and tall here where you can't jump over, but it narrows out and gets shorter all the way at the end. So if someone was trying to get into the station, they can here at this point. Although the removal of the fence allows us to see a new update here. You can see that there are now road markings on the street which provide for 3 lanes of traffic to ensure buses are flowing smoothly. Of course, one of them is going to be for the buses that are parking. It looks like the leftmost lane is going to be used for those that are charging, and the middle one will be used for passing. You can see there's also foliage in planters that are now in place, and on the bottom right hand side, foliage now continues all along the fence, inside and outside. So there has been a lot of greenery work since last time, and that is the primary thing that they've been working on. Next, let's get a closer look at the right-hand side, which is a mirror of the other bus bay. There are roughly 10 bus bays per side, so there is a lot of capacity for these buses to use and layover. In the distance, you can also see additional elevators that are in between the 2 bus bays, and there is a lot of them. There are in pairs of 2, and there are multiple elevators to access each part of the station. So it'll be great for those who are using luggage, and it's great to see that it's been thought out well. Anyways, in the distance you can see more of the electric bus charging infrastructure, which is awesome to see, especially as Metro and other bus agencies slowly replace their bus fleet with more electric and eco-friendly buses. It is worth noting, though, that information signs are now on. You can see that in the distance right in front of the elevator, and Metro logos are now on the elevator as well, which signify where the elevator goes, as you'll definitely need to head upstairs to access any of the other rail services. On the right-hand side, we can see in the distance the Metro maintenance facility, which is going to be conveniently located for the C and the K lines, especially for the C line as it starts here. But now let's get a look at a test train coming through the station, going northbound to Westchester Veterans, where it's going to continue its journey. Let's take a look. Metro will have been testing these trains for about 8 to 9 months now, since they started in around October. So there likely have been construction holdups that have been resulting in the delay. But here's a quick closer look at the Metro maintenance facility over there, which is brand new. Although right here we can see there is a safety concern since it is a little bit windy. That door is opening that is supposed to be closed, especially when a train is coming through. Anyways, here is a look heading the other way. You can see that these buildings are labeled as well. For example, the one on the right is labeled E. And overall, there are just stark differences between this month's construction update and the month before. So I'm happy to report that a lot of progress has been made, especially around the greenery, which I was worried about, since Metro tends to open projects earlier and rush them, and they have things that aren't done, such as signage and, of course, greenery. So it's good to see that they have been done. Anyways, let's get another angle of the general station building, which has the APM structure on the top and the Metro train area on the right-hand side. Another note in terms of greenery is that there are trees now in front of that north entrance right on the right-hand side behind that shuttle bus. Speaking of which, a lot of those shuttle buses will no longer run, especially the rental car ones. So this is going to be great in terms of saving energy and reducing pollution, especially as LAX uses these older buses as their shuttles. And as we walk closer, we'll get a better look at the connection between the APM Skylink line and the Metro. You can also see there's another exit on the left-hand side that we'll also look at in just a second. But you can see that the lights are on in the APM station, as you'll see in a few other stations, and you can see more information in the APM construction update in the description down below. There's also, of course, tiling missing up there, which is also interesting, but it's likely due to custom parts that are still being waited on. They definitely do have the time, especially because they have a new estimated opening of January 2026, unfortunately, so we won't be able to ride this line too soon, but the LAX Metro Transit Center will be opening without it. There's another look at the new consolidated rental car facility, and due to the close proximity of the Skylink station, there are several entrances and exits which provide convenient use for riders. Now it is a little hard, but on the right-hand side, you can see the connection to the Metro building. It's going to be on that second floor, and it's going to connect directly to Metro's second floor, which conveniently provides access to the light rail line, which you have to go upstairs anyways to cross the tracks, as it's an island platform. We'll get a closer look at the station itself during its opening, so make sure to stay tuned for a new live stream and, of course, station tours and brand new videos that'll come out in June. So make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss that amazing content. And that pretty much wraps up today's video. Overall, I'm super stoked to see the new updates that they've done today, and I can't wait to see the line open. Make sure to stay tuned for the next construction update, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day or night. Thanks for watching.